just tell me when.
No.
Gotcha.
That was that.
Whenever I'm live, you let me know, because wouldn't want to do anything embarrassing on camera. Nah, wait. Morning, everybody. Hanging out, messing around with good old Matt in the background here. I got my cat with me. This is Flynn. Flynn, say hello to everybody. Hello. And I just want to say good morning. Welcome to, once again, another Tao of Badass seminar. There is so much going on behind the scenes of Tao of Badass. You guys have no idea. I've been having calls all week with some of the higher-ups about some awesome stuff that we're working on, specifically for you guys, which I'm hoping we're going to be able to talk about over the next, well, say in about a month or so. In the meantime, how many people we got watching right now, Matt? I know it's early days, but... Oh, we're at 50 people already. All right, cool. So it's hotting up. Today, we are going to be talking... What's the official title, Matt? Because I know what I'm going to talk about.
Texts to turn her on.
Texts that turn her on. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a couple of things. One, I'm going to tweak it slightly. I'm not actually going to talk to you about texts to turn her on. Instead, I'm just going to give you 3 texts that you can just cut and paste that get a girl turned on sexual. Is that okay with you guys? Are you okay with that? If I just give you those as a cut and paste? If that's a yes, let me know in the chat. If you guys would rather I break down the psychology of how to create text message for yourself, let me know. But I think just having some cut and paste ones. Text's great because you can just cut and paste. It works really well. So I think I in general prefer to do that. And instead, what I'd like to focus on today is talking about how to get girls to send you nudes, which I think is a lot more fun. So that's what I'd like to do. But let me get some feedback from you guys. What do you think? If you want specifically for me to break down how to create your own text messages, let me know. Because I don't have time to do everything. Or if you'd prefer me to teach you how to get girls to send you nudes and then just give you 3 cut and paste text messages, let me know that too. Do we have answers yet?
Sure. Yes. Fuck.
Sure, yes. Fuck. One guy just wants sex. He's like, fuck.
He's actually from Latvia. He's having trouble the translations from English to his language.
Okay.
Are so mixed up. He's like, does this stuff work? And it's not making sense.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, but anyways, everyone else is yes, please.
Yes. Is anyone saying no? I don't want to upset anybody. No? Good. All right, cool. In that case, so what I'm going to do is, I've actually already done this right at the beginning, so you guys, because I preempted it, I figured that people would prefer this. There's a link, right, Matt, beneath the video? Cool. There's a link. If you click on that link, it will give you access to 3 messages that you can just cut and paste and send to girls and get them talking to you about sex. That's there right now. You don't have to wait till the end if you're like, you know what? Forget this guy. I don't want to hear what he has to say. You can just click on that link, and it will take you straight through to getting your 3 text messages that you can send to get a girl to turn her on. Very easy. Okay, how do you go about getting girls to send you nudes? It is actually incredibly easy. You ever wondered why there are nudes of Kim Kardashian on the internet and all these other celebrities? It's because girls love sending nudes. I don't know why they do. Guys like it too. I suppose in general, all humans are just voyeurs and exhibitionists. We like showing off our junk to everybody. That's why guys send dick pics, and that's why girls will send naked pictures of their booty. I have a folder on my phone packed with pictures of naked girls that girls have sent me via text. And the key to getting a girl to send you a picture via text is all to do a very simple format that you can walk them through. I can teach you exactly how to do it. It's very easy. The first thing is you have to get used to sending picture messages. So this is my question for you. Be honest. Do you currently send more text messages or picture messages at the moment? What are you sending more of? And if you're not sending any picture messages, let me know. If you're like, wow, I never sent a single picture message, I need to know that. And if you're somebody that typically sends more text than picture, let me know that too. So give me an idea of what I'm dealing with and what you guys are. My cat is biting me for touching him, but he's sitting on me, and I don't think he fully understands the hierarchy here. It's you're on me, so you don't get to bite me just because you're on my lap. I don't know how that works. Okay, anyway, what are we getting? What are people saying? Nothing yet? No one's...
Might be a delay.
I'm sure there's a delay. I'm sure that's exactly what it is. So you guys let me know once you see it.
Yeah, more text.
More text, right? In general, most guys don't send picture messages, especially guys that don't interact with women. Women love sending picture messages, primarily what they do. So if you want a girl to send you nudes, you need to get her used to sending you pictures, and most girls are going to respond with the same way that you send to them. So if you send girl texts, you're going to receive texts. If you send them pictures, you're going to receive pictures. So I like starting off with making sure that all my texts have a lot of emojis in. They're the cute little smiley pictures. And then on my phone, I have a sequence of GIFs and pictures that I found off the internet, and I start off by just sending those. So I'll be like, oh my god, saw this thing, it's really funny, and send it to them. Or I try and use GIFs and memes that make sense to reply to people. and I'll use those as replies rather than actual messages. So once you get used to sending those kind of pictures, then it should be really simple for them to start doing the same. You'll know this is working because they'll be sending you memes and they'll be sending you GIFs in response. My cat's gone completely crazy. Goodbye. So that's the bait. He's going to attack me again. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a crazy cat. So you want to get them used to responding to you the same way that you respond to them. Come here. So, fun fact about cats is they like being held on their back randomly, and they tend to behave a little bit better. Apparently not this guy today. He's like all about fighting. Anyway, so the point is, in general, if you get used to sending pictures to them, then they'll get used to sending pictures to you in return. So that's the basics that you want to be doing. Now, to get them to start sending pictures themselves, you want to start, again, sending pictures of not yourself, but of what you're doing. I don't actually like sending pictures of myself. I don't think any girl has anything better than maybe a generic picture of a selfie of mine that I've already put online. But what I do get them doing is I start sending them pictures of my day and what I'm doing in my day. And this is something you want to get used to doing. So if you're going to a nice restaurant, take some pictures of the restaurant. You can take pictures of yourself at the restaurant, that's fine. Don't take pictures of just your food, though. Food selfies are dead. If you are going to send a picture of food, then make sure you are in that picture if you're going to do it. So in general, you just want to get used to sending pictures about what you're doing. So today, for example, if I was going to take a picture, it'd probably be a picture of this. Just screenshot my cat on my lap with his legs open to the world, and I would send that to people. So something along those lines would work, and you just get used to sending people those kind of pictures. And then what happens is the girl's going to reciprocate, and she's going to start sending you those kind of pictures as well. So you're with me so far. And then do not send a dick pic. Because you might see where this is going. If I send a picture to a girl, she sends me what I want. So if I send her a dick pic, she'll send me a naked pic. No, that's not the way to do it. You just want to get used to sending pictures backwards and forwards. And then, at about this point, you're going to send it to her, and you're going to say, hey, you know what? I actually have a really important, busy meeting today. So whatever you do, don't send me any pictures of your pretty face because it's going to distract me. Seriously, I have a very important meeting. It's very important that I don't get distracted. Or I've got a very important exam I'm studying for, whatever it is. But you're doing something important and you tell her, don't send any pictures of your face because it's far too distracting, you're too pretty, and I won't be able to focus. Most of the time, the girl's going to see this as a challenge. And she's going to be like, you mean pictures like this? And she's going to send you a picture of her face. And then you're going to be like, no, don't do that. It's, see, I'm just going to think about how beautiful you are all day. That's so irritating. God, you're so annoying. Don't ever do that. And then what will happen is throughout the day, typically, she'll start sending you more and more pictures that are all exactly the same kind of thing. But of course, they get more revealing, and eventually she'll start sending you nudes. This doesn't have 100% accuracy, but it has like an 80% hit rate. If this is a girl that you're talking to and you're texting with on a regular basis, it's usually easy to get her to send you nudes along those lines. And that's it. It really isn't that complicated. It's probably one of the easiest techniques that I've ever had to teach. Just the thing with text messaging is, I think a lot of guys get really caught up and they're like stressed about it, like, how do I do it? Texting is very easy. It's probably the easiest part of the game. You just need to remember the following things. If you're sending somebody a text message and you want to receive a reply, then you've got to make sure there's a question in the text message that encourages the reply. You've got to make sure you keep a frequency of you sending one text for every text they send, no more, no less. If she sends you a text, you send her a text. Don't leave it, don't ignore it. But also, if you send her one, don't send another one until she sends you one. And make sure that one has a question in it, or at least some kind of cause for reply. And then beyond that, get used to sending them pictures so they get used to sending you pictures. If you do that, and then you send the 3 text messages in the link beneath this video, you're going to have no problem getting all of your conversations being very sexual. Now remember that getting sexual in a text isn't the same as actually having sex. You're still probably going to have to do something when you meet up in person. The only way to get around that is to say phrases like, and again, you've got the text messages which you can just use, so that will help you a lot. But you can say phrases like, the kind of thing that I like sending is, you have no idea what I'm saying right now. I can't send it to you because, it wouldn't be PG-13, and I wouldn't want your mum going through your phone and thinking that you're receiving messages from a sexual deviant. And then what you're doing there is you're getting permission for her to be like, no, don't be silly. Mum doesn't check my phone. You can totally send me messages like that. So you're getting approval to send those kind of messages. And then you can say, well, you're lucky you're not here right now because if you're here, the things I do to you, well, actually, I shouldn't tell you because it's 2X rated. And again, she's like, no, tell me, please, I want to hear. And then you go from there. Kitty cat. Cool. Why don't we open up some questions? See if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that we've spoken about. And again, do yourselves a favor, click on that link and grab those 3 text messages because I think that's really going to help you. Cool. Matt, any questions from people?
We're in the chat, opening up the questions.
Cool.
I know earlier some of the guys were curious about the explanation of psychology behind texting. texting a little bit.
Okay, some of the people were asking about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically it's this. The psychology behind texting, behind creating a text, is that you want to make sure you always respond to what they say. Because if somebody asks you a question or says something and then you ignore it. So for example, if someone's like, oh my God, my day's going crazy, and you're like, yeah, me too. You completely ignored their opening where they wanted to talk about how crazy their day was. So make sure you're responding to what they're saying and making sure you've got a question to encourage them to reply to you. It's the basics of it. Cool. Any other questions?
What's a normal length of text conversation, or does it not matter?
Okay, a length of text conversation doesn't matter. I send messages that are freaking huge. I know I'm only going to send one message, so I don't mind writing a lot because I want that message to say everything that I want it to say. And then my conversation, I'm always pushing towards a meetup. My goal is always to try and meet up. If I physically can't meet up with them because I'm busy or I'm doing something else, then I'm just communicating with them. I've got some friends that like live in New York. Hot girls that, you know, I have sex with every so often, and I'll go through periods of months without texting them. But then I'd probably say once a month we'll send like 3 or 4 text messages backwards and forwards just to keep in touch. And I usually find that's enough. Cool.
Okay. What are your rules on double texting?
Double texting. I don't double text. I send a single text, and it's a good one, and then I leave it. I've waited 6 months to get a reply, and then sometimes I get a reply 6 months later. And the reason for that I usually find is because they've got a boyfriend. It's almost always the way. If I send a text and I don't get a reply, I usually just assume they've started dating some guy, and then what they do is they go through their phone 6 months later when they break up, and then they message me. He's so spiky right now.
What are your favorite opening texts?
My favorite opening text is when I first meet a girl. I always send exactly the same text. In front of her, I'm like, hey, so random meeting you, are you always this friendly to strangers? Or one of the other ones that I like doing, I did this recently. I went to an event in San Diego, and I met this girl there that wanted to text me. And so she's like, hey, put your number in my phone. So I wrote my number in my phone, and I texted me. And I was like, hey, it was so great meeting such a wonderful guy like you. My next text message to you is going to be the funniest joke I've ever heard. And then she goes, I'm looking forward to hearing the joke. I'm like, what do you mean you're looking forward to hearing it? I'm looking forward to hearing it. You texted me. And then she's like, oh, I don't know any jokes. So I was like, you better think fast. And so I like that. And that, you know, that got her sending me text messages. So it was kind of fun.
Awesome. After you get her number, how long before you actually message her?
Well, that actually answers that question. I do it straight away in front of her. All the pressure's on her. I like walking away from the situation and leaving it with her to deal with. Cool.
Okay. Mahesh said, last time he sent a text to a girl, he still hasn't got a response. The text what she sent was this. Hey, crazy face, are you still alive? Should I send you a search party of midget ninjas to come rescue you?
I want to know what the text was before that. That doesn't sound like the first text you've ever sent that girl. It sounds like a kind of... That sounds like a girl that's been ignoring other messages. That doesn't sound like it's just one. It sounds like there was a bunch of messages, and that's the real issue. If you're trying to get somebody to, you know, to talk to you, that kind of message that you sent might have been fine, but I'd want to know why she stopped texting in the first place, because there was probably another reason. Typically, I found the best way to get somebody to respond isn't to send a personal message, but send a generic group message with something funny in it. So, for example, like a funny picture, a GIF, or a meme online.
Cool. I feel like you just answered this, but
Go for it.
Doesn't feel this way. As any tips on how to open and carry the conversation, we have never had any contact before.
To open...
And carry the conversation, we have never had any contact before.
Not via text message, right? Is that what you're saying?
You know what I mean?
Oh, via text message? Yeah, then I would just do exactly that. If I've never spoken to her before and it's my very first text message, then I'm going to use that message that I gave the example of. I really do like the one where I put my name in my own phone from her phone, and then I text myself and I say that I make a commitment to doing something, and then that's her commitment. So she has to send me a text message.
Awesome.
Cool.
So, youngest dating coach wants to know, what do you think about sending links to girls, like YouTube links, for example?
Links I don't really like. I prefer to cut and paste the actual content. So I try and find a GIF of the exact thing and then send it to her. That doesn't mean you can't send a YouTube video. Like I've definitely sent, like I sent a YouTube video to a girl the other day, but there was a reason for it. It wasn't just like, hey, look at this funny video. It was, hey, I think this is going to help you with your project. So if there's a reason for it, then it's usually much better.
Okay, I'll go with this one. Yesterday I had training in my field programming and really liked the teacher. Got her email. What's the best way to open here and ask her out?
I wouldn't mess with teachers, dude. Like, don't mess with school. Because it's not just you, it's her as well. Like, she could get fired from messing around with a student. Just don't do it. Like, there are so many other girls in the world, that one doesn't really matter. You know, and if you do manage to get her, great, you might ruin her career. Like, if you really like her, you shouldn't want to do that to her.
Yeah. And then...
We're so fighty today. Why are we fighty?
That's so far it.
All right, cool.
Just to make sure.
Cool. Yeah, we're going to ask this citizen more questions. If not, then guys, do yourself a favor. Grab those text messages. They're all just sitting there. Just click on the link and then you can watch it and get them. And make sure you cut and paste them and send them to people. Easy peasy.
So, youngest dating coach wants to know, what's the best texting program out there in the market?
The best texting program, we don't really have one. Otherwise, I'd say ours is the best, but we don't actually have one. There's a really good one called magentic-messaging. That's really good, made by a buddy of mine. If you click on the link below, we get those 3 text messages. He's the one that actually created those, and you'll be able to get his program as well. So I'd go and grab that magnetic messaging.
Okay.
Cool.
How would you text to do a Netflix and chill?
How would I text through Netflix and chill? Again, you can't just like, if I've like only met the girl once before and I get her phone number, I can't just send one net message and get Netflix and chill. You know, it's not about that because you need to have an action interaction. Not one single message is going to pull it off. I mean, I definitely suggest getting used to getting sexual messages sent between the two of you first. So that's why I would do something along the lines of the magnetic messaging, like by clicking on that link. And then, so once I've got it to a point where we're sending sexual messages backwards and forwards, I would say something like, hey, can I ask you a really big favor? And she's like, what's that? No, it's like huge though. Like you can totally say no. She's like, what? And be like, I've got this huge tub of ice cream and I'm looking for somebody to eat it with. And I was wondering, do you have Netflix? I'd do something like that. So if she's like, yeah, I've got Netflix. I'm like, great. Can I bring this tub of ice cream over so you can help me eat it? And then, you know, we can watch something on Netflix at the same time. And then she's like, why? I go, I don't know, because, you know, ice cream's chill. And so you're going around it without actually saying it, and they usually find that's funny. And Matt's already laughing, so that's how you know it'll work on Matt. But yeah, something like that. Cool.
Yeah, definitely. But how do you get a meetup with a person who is always busy?
How do you get a meetup with a person who's always busy? If they're always busy, you're just not their priority. The trick is to make sure that you're their priority, and it means that you haven't hit on the things they actually care about yet. It's like hanging out with my 2 girlfriends. I know that if I say to Jane, for example, hey, let's play Magic the Gathering, Jane's going to be not that interested, and the chance of her actually meeting up is going to be really low, and she's going to always be too busy to play Magic, whereas Brooke is almost always going to have time to play Magic the Gathering. Both of them will play it, but for Jane to play it, there has to be nothing else going on. On the other hand, if I talk to Jane about, you know, going to take some landscape photography, Jane will always be free. Even if she's busy, she'll be free. So it just means you haven't found the right reason to hang out with her yet.
Okay, and then...
Cool.
Okay, yeah, that's a good clarification.
Cool, and let's make this the last one, just for time.
Last one.
Last question. All right, guys.
Would you recommend a phone call or text before asking to meet?
Would I recommend a phone call or a text? I like to think of everything as an escalation. So I would start with texting, then I move to phone calls, and then I move to meeting up. So I go, make it like a sequence of steps. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. It was a pleasure seeing you guys, as always. Do me and yourselves a favor. Click on the link beneath this video. I think Matt's going to put it in the chat to make it easy for you. Grab those 3 text messages that you can use to turn a girl on, and you can learn more about magnetic messaging right there. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.